Listen to me. You've been talking about your dreams for too long. You've been planning, procrastinating, but now it's time to lock in. You've been distracted by noise, by people, by comfort, by excuses. It's time to cut all that off. It's time to lock in on your purpose, your grind, your greatness. You say you want success, but you want it bad enough to shut down the world for it. To go ghost for a season, to focus so hard that people start asking, where you been? You tell them, I've been locked in. When you lock in, you don't have time to complain. You don't have time to compare. You don't have time to quit. You're too busy becoming the person you said you'd be. Some of you want to win, but you're still entertaining distraction. You're still hanging around people who don't have your vision. You're still scrolling more than you're studying. You're still wishing more than you're working. Listen, it's time to lock in. Every great thing in life requires isolation before elevation. You can't evolve around chaos. You can't rise while you're distracted. Lock in on your discipline. Lock in on your dream. Lock in on your destiny. And when it gets tough, when you feel tired, when you feel broke, when you feel alone, remember why you started. Remember what you said you do. Because when you lock in, you can't be stopped. The world might doubt you, but discipline won't. Focus won't. Consistency won't. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Every single day, show up, grind, and stay locked in. Because the day you lock in is the day your life changes forever. So stop saying one day. Make this day the day you decide to go all in. The day you decide to silence the noise. The day you decide to lock in, level up. Let's go. When you make a decision to commit fully, you're not just saying, I'll try. You're saying, I'll do whatever it takes. There's a big difference between trying and committing. Trying gives you an exit. Committing seals the door shut. When you commit, there's no plan B, no backup, no halfway effort. You're not giving yourself an option to quit. You're telling the universe, I'm not leaving this dream until it's mine. That's what locking in means. It means you burned the boats. You've destroyed the safety nets and you're ready to fight for what you said you wanted. Most people never reach their goals, not because they don't have talent, but because they never commit. They dip their toes in, they test the water, they get scared when it's cold, and they back out. You can't win like that. Winners dive in head first. They know it's cold, they know it's deep, but they also know that's where success lives, on the other side of commitment. When you commit, you change how you move. You stop saying a maybe, and you start saying a must. You stop waking up when you feel like it, and start waking up because you have to. You stop treating your dreams like hobbies, and start treating them like oxygen. You stop hoping for opportunities and start creating them. You stop waiting for motivation and start showing up with consistency. Commitment is what separates the average from the elite. The average talk about what they want. The elite commit to what they need to do. The average quit when it gets hard. The elite push harder when it gets hard. The average seek comfort. The elite seek challenge. And the reason they do it is because they've already made a decision in their mind that failure is not an option. When you fully commit, the world shifts. Opportunities start appearing that you never noticed before. People start taking you seriously. You start taking yourself seriously. You stop negotiating with your excuses and start making deals with your destiny. Commitment gives you tunnel vision. You stop worrying about what everyone else is doing, how fast they're going, how far they've gotten. You're focused on your lane, your race, your mission. There's power in a made-up mind. The moment you decide that you're all in, things start changing. Your energy changes, your language changes, your habits change. You stop saying I can't and stop saying I can't and start saying I will. You stop doubting your ability and start developing it. You stop seeing obstacles as signs to quit and start seeing them as tests to pass. People who commit fully don't wait for the right time. They make this the right time. They don't wait for motivation. They work until motivation finds. They don't look for easy routes. They master the hard road. Because commitment isn't about convenience. It's about conviction. When you believe in something deep enough, you'll find a way to make it happen, no matter what. Think about it. Every great athlete, entrepreneur, leader, or creator had one thing in common: total commitment. Kobe Bryant didn't practice because it was fun. He practiced because he was locked in on greatness. Eric Thomas didn't become one of the most powerful motivational speakers because it was easy. He did it because he refused to quit. He was homeless, hungry, and hurting, but he was committed. He decided he would not live the rest of his life at the bottom. He locked in. He locked in. That's the mindset you need. The moment you commit fully, you stop needing external validation. You stop asking for approval. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand your vision. You just get to work. Because you know the results will speak louder than your explanations ever could. When you commit, you start to see your pain differently. You realize pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every setback, every delay, every disappointment becomes part of your process. You stop asking, why me? And start saying, but try me. Because you understand that commitment doesn't make life easier. It makes you stronger. There will be days when it feels like you're giving everything and getting nothing in return. Those are the days when most people quit. But you're not most people. You're locked in. You're committed. You understand that consistency compounds. Every rep in the dark adds up. Every early morning, every late night, every sacrifice. They're all building something you can't see yet. But when it shows up, it'll be undeniable. Committing fully means you no longer need a guarantee. You stop saying, I'll do it if it works, and start saying, I'll do it until it works. Oh, that's the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers want assurance. Doers trust their grind. You've got to make a decision today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when it's convenient. Right now, you've got to decide that you're all in on your goals, all in on your growth, all in on your greatness. You can't keep giving 50% effort and expecting 100% results. It doesn't work like that. If you give half, you give half, you get half. If you give all, you get all. When you commit, your perspective changes. You stop seeing success as something unlucky people get. You start seeing it as something earned through discipline, focus, and repetition. You realize that greatness doesn't belong to the chosen few. It belongs to those who choose to commit and refuse to quit. Commitment demands sacrifice. You might have to lose friends who don't understand your grind. You might have to skip parties, sleep less, or walk alone. But that's okay. Because you're not chasing temporary pleasure. You're building permanent purpose. And when you finally achieve it, you'll look back and thank yourself for locking in when others checked out. There will be moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments when you question if it's even worth it. That's normal. But commitment isn't based on how you feel. It's based on what you decided. Your emotions may change, but your decision stands. That's why most people never finish what they start. They rely on feelings instead of decisions. Feelings fade, decisions last. Every time you think about quitting, remind yourself of this. Someone out there is counting on you. Your family, your future, your legacy. They're all waiting for you to keep going. You can't fold now. You've come too far to go back. It's time to dig deeper. It's time to stay locked in. When you commit fully, you gain something rare. Clarity. You stop being pulled in every direction. You know who you are, what you want, and what it takes to get there. And once you taste that clarity, you'll never settle for confusion again. You'll never allow laziness to rob you of your destiny. You'll never let fear talk you out of your faith. It's not going to be easy. There will be sweat, tears, and maybe even failure. But remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Commitment means you keep showing up even after you fail. You learn, you adjust, you keep moving because you're not attached to perfection. You're attached to prize. Commitment is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's what turns I wish you know I wish until I did. It's what transforms your potential into performance. It's what makes ordinary people do extraordinary things. And once you commit, truly commit, there's nothing that can stop you. Not time, not failure, not doubt. So ask yourself right now, are you interested or are you committed? Because interest says, I'll do it when it's easy. Commitment says, I'll do it no matter what. Interest watches the clock. Commitment ignores it. Interest looks for comfort. Commitment looks for results. If you want to change your life, stop talking about what you're going to do and start committing to doing it. Don't tell me about your goals. Show me your schedule. Don't tell me about your dreams. Show me your discipline. Because commitment doesn't live in words, it lives in actions. This is your season to lock in. This is your time to go all in. Forget what happened before. Forget who doubted you. Forget how long it's taken. The moment you decide to commit fully, everything starts to change. The doors that were closed begin to open. The strength you didn't know you had starts to rise. The opportunities you couldn't see become visible. So don't play small anymore. Don't hide behind fear or doubt. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Because the truth is, the world doesn't owe you anything, but it will reward you for your consistency and your commitment. Make up your mind right now that no matter what happens, you're not stopping. You're not backing down. You're not giving up. You're going to finish what you started, and you're going to finish strong because you're locked in. You're committed. And when you commit, there's no limit to what you can become. Let's go. It's time to lock in and stay there until your dreams become your reality. Cut out distractions. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Everybody says they want to win, but few people are willing to eliminate what's holding them back. You can't say you want success and keep feeding your mind with noise. You can't say you want greatness and keep entertaining distractions that steal your focus. Distractions are dream killers. They look harmless, they sound fun, they feel comfortable, but they destroy potential quietly, little by little, moment by moment, until you wake up one day and realize you've been stuck in the same place for years. You can't afford to live distracted. Every minute you spend scrolling through social media, watching other people live their dreams, is a minute you're not building your own. Every hour you waste gossiping, comparing, or complaining is an hour you could have invested in your growth. You say you don't have time, but that's not true. You just don't have focus. The truth is, you're surrounded by distractions that disguise themselves as necessity. The phone, the TV, the friends who call to just hang out, the notifications, the fear of missing out, all of it's designed to pull your attention away from what matters most until you decide to take control. Distractions will keep running your life. Cutting out distractions means getting serious about your time. It means saying a no when you rather say yeah. It means missing parties, ignoring trends, and walking away from drama. It means understanding every distraction you entertain costs you progress. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you say no to your future. Every moment of weakness adds up. You can't be great and distracted at the same time. It's impossible. When you look at the most successful people in the world, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, leaders, the one thing they have in common is extreme focus. They learn how to lock in. They cut out noise. They stop entertaining things that didn't align with their purpose. Kobe Bryant wasn't at every party. He was in the gym. Eric Thomas wasn't watching Netflix. He was studying, reading, recording, serving. They made sacrifices because they understood that focus was the difference between average and elite. You have to get to that point where you say, I'm done being distracted. You have to reach the point where your dreams are louder than your excuses. Distractions don't disappear on their own. You have to destroy them intentionally. You have to build walls around your focus. You have to protect your peace like it's your paycheck. You have to guard your energy like it's gold, because it is. Your energy is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. Cutting distractions isn't just about removing things, it's about replacing them with purpose. When you cut out social media, replace it with study time. When you stop wasting hours talking about other people, start talking about your goals. When you remove negativity, fill that space with gratitude and growth. Don't just create empty space, fill it with intention. The people who make it to the top didn't do it because they have more talent. They did it because they had more focus. They understood that attention is power. Whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on negativity, you'll attract more of it. If you focus on distraction, they'll multiply. But if you focus on growth, success, and discipline, that's what you'll get more of. Focus is a magnet. It pulls results toward you. There's a reason lions are called the kings of the jungle. It's not because they're the biggest or fastest, it's because they have focus. When a lion hunts, it locks in on one target. It doesn't chase multiple animals. It doesn't get distracted by noise or movement around it. It's focused. That's the same kind of focus you need for your life. You can't chase multiple things and expect mastery. You can't be halfway in and expect full results. Lock in on one thing and give it everything you got. You gotta stop letting distractions steal your destiny. The wrong friends can distract you. Toxic relationships can distract you. Negative thoughts can distract you. Even comfort can distract you. That's one of the most dangerous distractions of all. Comfort kills ambition. Comfort tells you you're fine when you're falling behind. It whispers you deserve a break when what you really need is discipline. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Every time you choose comfort over commitment, you're trading your potential for temporary pleasure. Distractions don't always look like bad habits. Sometimes they're disguised as opportunities. You gotta learn to say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. Just because something looks exciting doesn't mean it's meant for you. Every yes costs you something: time, energy, focus. Make sure what you say yes to is worth what it costs. You have to create but that working. Must turn your phone off when you're working. Set a time limit for entertainment. Don't check notifications first thing in the morning. Protect your morning, because how you start your day shapes how you finish it. When you wake up and immediately consume noise, your mind starts the day distracted. But when you wake up and focus on gratitude, prayer, or planning, your mind starts strong and centered. Cutting out distractions means being intentional about your environment. You can't expect to stay focused in a place filled with chaos. Clean your space. Declutter your mind. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, not pull you back. Energy is contagious. If you spend time around unfocused people, you'll catch their habits. If you want focus, surround yourself with people who have it. You also have to cut out internal distractions. The negative voice in your head that says, you're not good enough. The fear that whispers, what if you fail? The doubt that tells you we're not ready. Those voices are distractions too. They keep you stuck in your head when you should be moving in your purpose. Silence them by acting. Confidence comes from execution. The more you do, the less power fear has over you. Cutting distractions takes discipline, and discipline is hard, but so is regret. You've got to choose your hard. The pain of focus is temporary. The pain of regret lasts forever. When you cut distractions, you're not losing anything that matters. You're making room for everything that does. You're clearing the path for clarity, progress, and peace. Every second counts. The clock doesn't stop because you're distracted. Life is moving with or without your focus. You can't afford to waste another year repeating the same habits, stuck in the same cycle. You got dreams that deserve your attention. You got goals that require your best energy. You've got people depending on you to show up at your highest level. And you can't do that if you're divided. Think about how powerful you could be if you took all the time and energy you waste on distractions and invested it into your purpose. Imagine what your body would look like if you gave your fitness the same attention you give your phone. Imagine what your business would become if you put the same energy into it that you put into scrolling. Imagine what your relationships would look like if you were fully present instead of mentally somewhere else. It's time to be honest with yourself. You know what's distracting you. You know what you need to let go of. You know what's stealing your focus. The question is, are you willing to cut it out? Are you willing to let go of the things that feel good but don't do good? Are you willing to sacrifice convenience for commitment? You have to understand that focus is freedom. When you cut out distractions, you gain control over your time and your life. You stop reacting to everything and start directing your energy. You stop chasing approval and start chasing purpose. You stop following trends and start following trend. That's the power of focus. Every great story begins with a decision to focus. Every breakthrough starts with a decision to stop being distracted. The moment you cut out the noise, you'll start hearing your own voice again. You'll start feeling your fire again. You'll start seeing your future clearly again. You'll realize that everything you needed was already inside you. You just couldn't see it through the noise. So today, make a decision. Turn off the distractions. Walk away from anything that doesn't serve your purpose. Unplug from what drains you and plug into what drives you. Don't waste another day living half-focused. The world doesn't need a distracted version of you. It needs your full potential, your full power, your full presence. You were not created to be average. You were not created to chase trends or lie for validation. You were created to build, to grow, to impact, to lead. But you can't do any of that until you lock in, until you focus so hard that the noise can't reach you, until you decide that your future is more important than your distraction. So turn off the noise, close the tabs, put down the phone, shut the door, breathe, focus. Every second you give to your purpose makes you stronger, sharper, and closer to success. Don't let distractions steal what's already yours. You got what it takes. Now it's time to lock in and protect it. The world is waiting for you to focus. Go ghost for growth. Sometimes you have to disappear for a while to find yourself again. You have to step back from the noise, the opinions, the comparisons, and the chaos that surround you every single day. You gotta go silent, not because you're weak or lost, but because you're preparing for your next level. Growth doesn't always happen in public. In fact, most of the time it happens in private. The most powerful transformations take place in silence, when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, and when no one even knows what you're working on. That's when real change begins. You can't grow while you're constantly explaining yourself. You can't evolve while you're trying to be seen. You can't focus on your purpose while you're feeding off attention. You've got to go ghost, meaning pull back from distractions, from people, from noise, and work in the shadows. The world celebrates results, not the process. So stop trying to prove yourself to everybody and start building yourself for you. Go ghost for growth. When you go ghost, you give yourself the gift of focus. You stop wasting energy trying to maintain an image. You stop living to impress people who don't matter. You stop trying to please everyone and start asking yourself what you want. You start building discipline, clarity, and confidence. Not from validation, but from consistency. Going ghost is not isolation for sadness, it's separation for success. It's your way of saying, I need time to reset, refocus, and rebuild. There are seasons in life where being seen is dangerous, because being seen too early can destroy what isn't ready yet. You can't rush your process. You can't broadcast your building state. Every skyscraper starts underground. The foundation is built before the structure is revealed. That's how growth works. Before people see your success, you got to do the hard work in silence. You got to train when no one's watching, study when no one's cheering, and grind when no one's clapping. That's how greatness is made. Some people won't understand why you've gone ghost. They'll say you've changed, and you've become distant, you've gone quiet. That's okay. You're not obligated to explain your silence to anyone. Growth requires solitude, and solitude requires strength. You're not disappearing because you're lost. You're disappearing because you're found. You found your focus, your drive, your reason, your purpose. You've realized that not everyone can come with you to the next level. Sometimes the hardest part about going ghost is leaving behind people you care about, friends, relationships, maybe even family. But not everyone will understand your mission. Not everyone is meant to walk every mile of your journey. You gotta be willing to let go of those who keep you stuck in the version of yourself you're trying to outgrow. You gotta choose elevation over attachment. You gotta choose purpose over popularity. Going ghost doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring differently. You start caring more about your peace. You start protecting your peace because you know chaos is costly. You start valuing your silence because you understand that not every opinion deserves a response. The problem with a lot of people is they want the rewards of growth without the solitude that comes with it. They want to shine, but don't want to sit alone in the dark. They want to be seen as successful, but they don't want to go through the lonely process that success demands. You can't skip that part. Every champion, every leader, every creator has had a season of going ghost. That's when they sharpen their skills, build their mindset, and develop their strength. When you go ghost, it's not just about being alone. It's about being intentional. You don't just disappear aimlessly. You disappear to design. You create a schedule, a system, a structure for your success. You use that silence to plan, to study, to grind. You use that isolation to confront your weaknesses and strengthen your strengths. You learn who you are without the noise of other people's opinions. You find out what truly drives you when there's no applause. That's where self-awareness is born. You start realizing that you don't need validation. You need vision. You don't need attention. You need alignment. You don't need people to see you. You need to see yourself clearly. Going ghost gives you that. It resets your perspective. It helps you hear your own thoughts again. It reminds you that your value doesn't come from being seen, but from being significant. There's a peace that comes with being unavailable. When you stop answering every call, replying to every message, showing up to every event, you suddenly find time to think, time to breathe, time to create. You start realizing how much mental space you wasted on things that didn't matter. You discover that you don't have to be everywhere to be effective. You just have to be focused where it counts. When you go ghost, some will worry, some will worry, some will gout, some will gossip. Let them talk. While they're talking, you're transforming. While they're watching, you're working. While they're guessing, you're growing. You're building something they can't see yet. And when you return, you won't need to announce it. Your growth will speak for itself. Growth requires privacy because not everyone deserves access to your process. Some people only want to watch your progress to measure theirs. Some people cheer for you until you surpass them. That's why you can't let everyone in. Some people will never understand your silence, but they'll feel your transformation. Let your results make the noise. There's a reason why seeds grow underground. They need darkness, pressure, and patience before they sprout. The same applies to you. The dark season, the quiet seasons, the lonely nights. Those are the seasons where you're developing strength, endurance, and resilience. That's where you become unshakable. When you come out of that, you're not the same. You're stronger, wiser, sharper. Sometimes you gotta ghost your old self, the lazy version, the doubtful version, the distracted version. You gotta leave that person behind. You've got to evolve into someone who doesn't need reminders to stay focused. Someone who doesn't need motivation to show up. Someone who doesn't chase approval, but chases purpose. That's what going ghost does. It kills the old version of you and gives birth to the new one. It's not easy though. Going ghost means dealing with silence. And silence can be uncomfortable. You'll hear your doubts louder. You'll face your fears more directly. You'll confront parts of yourself you've been avoiding. But that's the point. That's where healing happens. That's where breakthroughs begin. Growth doesn't come from avoiding discomfort. It comes from walking through it. You've got to trust that your silence is sacred. You've got to believe that this season of invisibility is preparing you for visibility. You may not see results right away, but something powerful is happening beneath the surface. Your habits are forming. Your mindset is shifting. Your confidence is growing. You're not just waiting. You're working. You're building something that will last. And when the time comes, you'll reappear. Not as the same person, but as a new version of yourself. You'll show up more disciplined, more confident, more prepared, and more powerful. People will say, you've changed. You'll smile and say, I had to, because that's what growth demands. Don't let loneliness trick you into going back to distraction. Solitude and loneliness are not the same. Loneliness is missing people. Solitude is meeting yourself. Loneliness drains you, solitude develops you. Use your solitude wisely. Fill it with growth, not regret. Use it to sharpen your mind, strengthen your habits, solidify your vision. This world is loud. Everyone's talking, posting, and performing, but not everyone's progressing. Don't get caught up in the noise. Don't mistake motion for progress or attention for achievement. Sometimes the best move you can make is silence. The best response is action. The best proof is results. Go ghost until your goals are no longer dreams but realities. Go ghost until your results are undeniable. Go ghost until the same people who doubted your silence start studying your strategy. Go ghost until the noise outside can't touch the peace inside. Go ghost until you can walk back into the world with confidence, purpose, and clarity. You owe it to yourself to take a season to grow in silence. You owe it to your dream to protect it from distractions. You owe it to your purpose to focus completely. You don't need to explain where you went. The results will explain for you. When you come back, let your actions be your announcement. So if people ask where you've been, tell them this. I've been working, I've been healing, I've been building, I've been growing. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is go missing for a while, not to hide, but to transform. And when you come back, you'll be unrecognizable. Not because you changed everything around you, but because you changed everything within you. It's time to stop performing for the world and start preparing for your purpose. It's time to stop talking about growth and start living it. It's time to stop waiting for validation and stop working in silence. So go ghost. Not to escape the world, but to return to it stronger, wiser, and ready to conquer everything you've been praying for. Locking in requires you to master your focus, to control your attention like a sniper who never misses the target. Focus is not something you're born with. It's something you build, one disciplined moment at a time. In a world full of distractions, from social media notifications to other people's opinions, true focus has become a superpower. And if you want to elevate your life, if you want to go from where you are to where you're supposed to be, you must learn how to protect your focus with everything you have. Locking in isn't about doing 1,000 things. It's about doing the right thing with laser precision day after day until you hit your goal. When you wake up each morning, your energy, your attention, and your drive are limited resources. The question is, where are you spending them? Are you pouring them into things that move you closer to your purpose? Or are you wasting them scrolling through people who don't even know you exist? You can't expect to reach championship levels if your mind is distracted by every small thing around you. Champions don't just work harder. They think clearer. They know how to block out the noise, silence the outside world, and stay locked in on the mission. Focus is a decision. It's not automatic. You have to wake up and choose it. Every day you will have opportunities to drift away, to procrastinate, to waste time. And every day you have the chance to fight back. The difference between success and mediocrity often lies in who controls their focus better. Successful people are not necessarily smarter. They're just better at saying no. They say no to drama, no to negativity, no to distractions, and no to everything that doesn't serve the bigger picture. They understand that every yes to distraction is a no to destiny. You can't be locked in and be everywhere at the same time. You can't be chasing every opportunity and expect to master any of them. Real focus requires sacrifice. It means saying goodbye to comfort. It means saying no to things that used to entertain you. It means leaving behind people who aren't aligned with your mission. Because when you're truly focused, you stop asking, what am I losing? And start asking, what am I gaining? Every sacrifice becomes a step closer to your goal. Every distraction you eliminate gives you back time, energy, and mental clarity. The three most valuable currencies in success. Let me tell you something, focus isn't about intensity for one day. It's about consistency every day. Anyone can be motivated for 24 hours. But can you be disciplined for 24 months? Can you keep showing up even when nobody's watching? Can you keep putting in work when you're tired? When you're broke, when you don't see results yet? That's what locking in really means. It's not about hype. It's about habits. It's about doing what you said you would do long after the move you said you would do long after the mood you said it in has faded away. You see, most people want to win, but they're not willing to focus long enough to earn the win. They start something, get distracted, and start something else. They jump from goal to goal, idea to idea, chasing excitement but avoiding endurance. But winners, the real ones, they stay on one path. They pick a direction, they commit, and they don't look left or right. They don't chase trends. They build legacies. They know that focus turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. If you want to multiply your impact, you've got to narrow your direction. The tighter your focus, the greater your power. Think about a magnifying glass. When you hold it under the sun, it takes scattered light that's all over the place, and concentrates it into a single powerful beam that can burn through anything. That's what your focus does. When your energy is scattered, you're harmless. But when you channel energy in one direction, you become unstoppable. That's the power of locking in. You stop being average. You stop being distracted. You stop wasting time on meaningless things. And you start cutting through barriers that used to look impossible. Locking in your focus also requires mental discipline. Your mind will wander. That's natural. You'll feel bored. You'll crave stimulation. But every time that happens, you have a choice. Feed the distraction or feed your destiny. The more you train your mind to stay on track, the stronger your focus becomes. Just like muscles grow in the gym, focus grows through repetition. You build it by showing up, by redirecting your mind, by training yourself to stay engaged in the moment, no matter what. And let's be real, focus doesn't mean life gets easier. It actually gets harder at first. You'll lose people who don't understand your commitment. You'll be misunderstood. You'll have to sit in silence while others are partying, scrolling, and celebrating fake success. But that silence, that's where your greatness is being built. That's where your ideas grow. That's where your future is being written. Because focus doesn't just help you reach your goal. It transforms you into the kind of person who can sustain success once you get there. Every day you wake up, you're fighting for your focus. You're fighting against noise, fear, comfort, and temptation. You're fighting against the old version of yourself that wants to take the easy way out. But every time you choose to stay locked in, you win a small victory. Those victories add up. They build momentum. And over time, momentum turns into mastery. If you're serious about your goals, you need to create an environment that supports your focus. Cut off the noise. Turn off the notifications. Clean your space. Schedule your day. Protect your time like it's gold, because it is. Surround yourself with people who are also focused, because focus is contagious. And when you fall off, because you will, don't beat yourself up. Refocus, recommit, get back to work. The game isn't about never losing focus. It's about always coming back stronger when you... It's time to stop giving your attention to everything and everyone that doesn't help you grow. It's time to stop being distracted by the temporary and start being dedicated to the timeless. The truth is, focus isn't just about achieving. It's about becoming. When you learn to focus, you learn to master your emotions, your habits, your time, and ultimately your life. And that's what locking in is all about. Full commitment to your purpose, full dedication to your growth, and full belief in your vision, no matter how long it takes. No matter how long it takes. So right now, ask yourself, what's keeping you from locking in on what matters? Identify it, eliminate it, and replace it with discipline. Every moment you stay locked in, you're not just chasing success. You're building a mindset that creates it. This is your season of focus like never before. Stop getting distracted by things that won't matter 5 years from now. It's time to lock in, stay locked in, and never let go until you build the life you were born to live. Locking in is not about working hard for one day or 1 week. It's about building the kind of consistency that turns your goals into reality. Motivation will get you started, but consistency will keep you going when everything inside you wants to quit. Anybody can show up when it's easy, when the lights are on, when people are cheering, when they're inspired. But when the excitement fades, when nobody's watching, when progress is slow, that's when consistency becomes the difference between winners and everyone else. People always talk about wanting to change their lives, but very few want to commit to the daily grind that transformation requires. They want the success, but they don't want the repetition. They want the reward, but not the routine. Yet success is built on boring days. The ones where you wake up tired, when nothing exciting happens, when you don't feel like showing up, but you do it anyway. That's where greatness is born. Locking in means committing to doing the right thing over and over again until it becomes second nature. See, consistency isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You don't have to be perfect every day. You just have to keep showing up. It's about being faithful to your craft, your dream, your plan, even when you don't see results. You may not get stronger after one workout, but do it every day for 6 months and your body changes. You may not see your business grow after one post, but keep posting, keep improving, keep learning, and eventually the results will show. The problem is, most people quit before consistency can reward them. They want instant gratification in a process that only works through patience. Every day you commit to your goal, you're planting seeds, and those seeds take time to grow. You might not see anything happening on the surface, but deep down, your effort is building roots. Every small, consistent action strengthens your foundation, your mindset, your skills, your resilience. The work you're putting in right now is preparing you for what's coming later. That's why you can't afford to stop. The results you want are waiting on the other side of consistency, not comfort. When you lock in with consistency, something powerful happens. You start to build trust with yourself. You begin to believe that you'll do what you say you'll do. And that belief is priceless. Most people break promises to themselves every day. They say they'll wake up early, and they don't. They say they'll go to the gym, and they skip it. They say they'll focus, but they get distracted. Over time, that lack of discipline destroys confidence. But when you become consistent, when you start following through day after day, your self-belief grows. You begin to operate with quiet confidence because you know you can count on yourself. Consistency is also what separates dreams from delusion. Everybody dreams, but only the consistent build. You can't keep talking about what you're going to do in one day. You have to make today the day you act. Because the truth is, one day never comes. You either start building your dream brick by brick, or you keep watching others do it while you make excuses. You can't skip the process. You can't cheat the grind. You have to show up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. And don't let emotions control your consistency. You'll have days when you don't feel motivated. That's normal. But your goals don't care about your feelings. They respond to your actions. Discipline is doing it regardless of how you feel. It's easy to work when you're inspired, but can you work when you're exhausted? Can you work when nobody claps for you? Can you keep showing up when results move slower than you expected? That's what locking in means, doing what you said you would do long after the excitement is gone. You have to understand that success doesn't happen in leaps. It happens in steps. Every small action compounds over time. Just like a drop of water doesn't seem like much, but drop by drop, it can carve through rock. That's what consistency does. It breaks through barriers that intensity alone never could. People want to sprint to success, but this game is a marathon. It's not about how fast you start. It's about how long you can keep going. If you study the greats in any field, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, you'll find one common thread: consistency. Kobe Bryant didn't become one of the greatest because he practiced occasionally. He showed up every single day. He trained while others slept. He worked when others rested. He wasn't just chasing motivation. He was building mastery. Mastery is born from repetition. You can't master what you do occasionally. You master what you do consistently. Locking in with consistency also changes how people see you. It earns respect. People trust those who keep their word, who show up without excuses, who perform whether it's convenient or not. When you're consistent, you don't need to talk about your grind. Your results speak for you. Consistency gives you credibility, and credibility opens doors that talent alone never could. But make no mistake, consistency will test you. It will test your patience, your willpower, and your endurance. There will be moments when it feels like you're putting in work and nothing's happening. You'll wonder if it's worth it. You'll question whether you're wasting your time. That's when you need to remember, the process is invisible before it's visible. The universe rewards those who keep working when there's no applause, no recognition, no progress in sight. Because that's when character is being built. To stay consistent, you need structure. You can't just rely on a feeling like it. You need a plan, a system that makes discipline automatic. Set goals, schedule your time, create habits that align with your mission. And when you fall off, because you will, don't let one bad day become a bad week. Get back up. Consistency isn't about never failing. It's about never staying down. One step backward doesn't erase 1,000 steps forward. Consistency is also about identity. You have to see yourself as the kind of person who shows up no matter what. Once you make consistency part of who you are, it's no longer negotiable. You don't have to decide every morning whether you'll work hard. It's just what you do. You don't ask, should I chase my goals today? Because the answer always yes. That's what locking in looks like. Total commitment to your standard, not your situation. And here's the truth. Consistency is contagious. When you start showing up every day, people notice. You inspire others to raise their standards. You become a model of what discipline looks like. You prove that success isn't magic. It's method. You show that dreams don't need luck. They need loyalty to the grind. The road will be long. You'll have days when nothing seems to work. You'll want to quit. You'll feel unseen. But remember, every great success story has a season of silence. Every champion has a chapter where no one believed in them. The difference is, they didn't stop. They stayed consistent when others lost faith. And eventually, the world had no choice but to notice. So lock in. Stop chasing motivation and start building consistency. Show up even when it's uncomfortable. Keep working even when it's slow. Keep believing even when nobody claps. Because consistency will always pay off. Not immediately, but inevitably. Every day you stay disciplined. You're not just getting closer to your goals. You're becoming a person capable of achieving them. That's what it means to lock in, to be unshakable in your commitment, to stay true to your purpose through the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Because when you master consistency, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. You won't need to chase opportunity. Opportunity will chase you. You won't have to beg for success. Success will find you because you have earned it, one consistent day at a time. Locking in is about mastering the art of delayed gratification, learning to wait, to grind, and to trust the process when everything inside you wants to rush. We live in a generation that wants everything now. We want success now, money now, recognition now. We scroll through people's highlight reels and convince ourselves if it doesn't happen fast, it's not meant to happen fast, it's not meant to happen at all. But greatness doesn't work like that. The greatest rewards in life come to those who are patient enough to endure the struggle and disciplined enough to keep showing up when results are invisible. Locking in means understanding that everything meaningful takes time. And if you want something extraordinary, you must be willing to go through an extraordinary waiting season. You see, the journey to success is never immediate. Every champion, every entrepreneur, every leader you admire has one thing in common. They had to wait. They had to go through the dark seasons, the quiet season, the seasons where no one was clapping for them. They kept planting seeds when nothing was growing. And that's what delayed gratification is. Doing what's necessary today so you can live how you want tomorrow. Most people fail not because they're not talented, but because they can't handle the wait. They quit too soon. They want the reward without the patience to earn it. The truth is, delayed gratification is the secret weapon of every successful person. It's the ability to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term gain. It's the power to say, not now, but later. And that one decision can change your entire future. Think about it. When you choose to save money instead of spending it, you're delaying gratification. When you choose to study instead of going out, you're delaying gratification. When you wake up early to work on your dream, instead of sleeping in, you're delaying gratification. Every small, disciplined decision compounds over time into massive results. But it's not easy. The hardest part about locking in is that the results don't show up right away. You can put in the work for weeks, months, even years, and still not see what you're praying for. That's when most people give up. They confuse delay with denial. But delay is not denial. It's development. The wait is where your character is built. It's where your patience, your faith, and your strength are forged. The process is preparing you for the blessing you're asking for. Because sometimes it's not that your goal isn't ready. It's that you're not ready for your goal. If you get success too early, it can destroy you. That's why the process takes time. You have to become the kind of person who can handle the weight of your dreams. You have to grow into your blessing. You have to grow into your blessing. You have to develop the mindset, the discipline, and the resilience to sustain what you're asking for. That's why delayed gratification is such a gift. It forces you to grow before you receive. It turns you into the version of yourself who won't crumble once the breakthrough comes. When you truly lock in, you start to fall in love with the process instead of the prize. You stop chasing outcomes and start chasing excellence, because when you focus on the process, the results eventually follow. But when you focus only on the results, you get frustrated and give up when things don't happen fast enough. The process may be slow, but every step is progress. Every struggle is shaping you. Every delay is teaching you something. The wait is never wasted. Let's be real. Patience is not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right things consistently, even when you don't see progress. It's active waiting. It's showing up every day with faith that your time is coming. And it's not just about what you do, it's about how you do it. Yep. When you're patient, you don't complain through the process, you learn through it. You don't compare your timeline to someone else's. You trust that your path is unique. The biggest thief of joy and focus is comparison. The moment you start measuring your progress by someone else's success, you lose sight of your own race. You have to remember your timing is your timing. What's meant for you will come, but only when you're prepared to receive it. When you're in the grind, it's easy to get frustrated. You'll wonder why it's taking so long. You'll question whether it's even worth it. But that's where growth happens, in the in-between. The space between starting and succeeding is where most people break. But if you can endure that season, you'll separate yourself from everyone else. The people who make it are not always the most talented. They're the most patient. They're the ones who refuse to quit, even when it felt like nothing was happening. Think about a farmer. He plants seeds in the soil and then waits. He waters them, takes care of them, protects them. But he doesn't dig them up every day to see if they're growing. He trusts the process. He knows that growth takes time, and even though he can't see what's happening underground, something powerful is taking place. That's exactly how your dream works. You planted the seeds through your effort, your faith, your sacrifice. Now you must keep watering them with consistency, discipline, and patience. If you keep nurturing the seed, it will eventually break through the surface. But if you quit too soon, you'll never see the harvest. Locking in with delayed gratification means keeping your emotions in check. Your feelings will tell you to quit, but your faith must tell you to stand. You'll have moments of doubt, frustration, and impatience. You'll see others winning while you're still waiting. But remember, their chapter 20 doesn't make your chapter 5 less important. Your story is still being written. Every delay, every setback, every slow moment is part of your preparation. Sometimes God slows you down to protect you from something that's not ready yet, or to build something better for you later. The wait tests your integrity, whether you truly want it or you just like the idea of it. Because everyone loves the dream. Few love the discipline it requires. The wait separates the talkers from the doers. It reveals who's serious and who's seasonal. When you stay locked in through the waiting season, you prove that your commitment is real. And here's the truth. When you finally reach your goal, the waiting will make it worth it. You'll appreciate the success more because you earned it. You'll value it because it cost you something. The patience, the discipline, the late nights, the silent seasons, all of it will make your victory sweeter. People who get things too easily take them for granted. But those who waited, who fought, who stayed consistent through the dark days, they walk with gratitude. So, if you're in that waiting season right now, don't lose heart. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Keep working when it feels slow. Keep believing when it looks impossible. Keep building even when no one sees. Because one day it'll all make sense. Every delay, every struggle, every tear will turn into a testimony. You'll look back and realize that the wait wasn't a waste. It was the foundation of your greatness. Locking in is about trusting that your time will come, but only if you stay patient and persistent. It's about learning that overnight success doesn't exist. Only overnight visibility after years of invisible work. Every no is leading you closer to a yes. Every delay is building your durability. Every season of silence is setting you up for a season of recognition. So stop rushing the process. Don't let impatience push you into quitting something that's meant to change your life. Stay the course. Focus on your craft. Keep giving your best, even when nobody's watching. Because when you master delayed gratification, you master success. When you can wait without giving up, when you can work without needing applause, when you can believe without seeing results, that's when you've truly locked in. Your time is coming. The only question is, will you still be grinding when it does? Locking in means you stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Motivation is temporary. It's a spark, an emotional high that fades when things get tough. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you going when that spark burns out. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the winners. When you lock in, you stop waiting to feel ready, and you start doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Because success doesn't care about your feelings. It rewards your consistency. Motivation might start the race, but discipline is what crosses the finish line. Too many people depend on motivation. They watch a video, listen to a speech, or read a quote, and for a few minutes, they feel unstoppable. But when the excitement fades, when the alarm clock goes off early, when the work gets hard, they stop. They think they've lost something, but what they've really lost is the illusion that success feels good all the time. Real winners know that motivation is seasonal, but discipline is daily. You can't rely on your emotions to make decisions for you. You have to rely on your commitments. Discipline means doing what's required even when your mood changes. It's easy to show up when you're inspired. But can you show up when you're tired, when you're frustrated? When you fail 5 times in a row, that's where discipline lives. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's doing the reps, writing the pages, showing up for practice, studying late, saying no to distractions day after day. It's unsexy, but it's powerful. Because every small act of discipline builds momentum, turns into mastery. When you rely on motivation, you're inconsistent. When you build discipline, you become unstoppable. Motivation asks, do I feel like it's discipline says, it doesn't matter. Motivation is emotion-based. Discipline is decision-based. And the truth is, the world doesn't reward people who do things when it's convenient. It rewards people who do things regardless of convenience. The disciplined ones are the ones who build something lasting. You have to stop waiting for the right time, the right mood, the right inspiration. There will never be a perfect moment to start. Discipline doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates it. Every day you delay, every time you wait for motivation, you're training your brain to procrastinate. But when you act with discipline, you're teaching yourself that your goals matter more than your feelings. And once that becomes your standard, nothing can stop you. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you push through laziness, you're strengthening it. Every time you say no to distractions, you're sharpening it. Every time you wake up early, hit the gym, work on your craft, or stay committed to your plan when you could have quit, you're building a foundation for success. And just like physical strength, you can't build discipline overnight. You build it through repetition, through resistance, through doing the uncomfortable things consistently until they become your normal. But here's what people don't understand. Discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. When you're disciplined, you're not controlled by impulses. You're not at the mercy of your emotions. You're in charge. You choose your habits instead of letting your habits choose you. You create your future instead of reacting to it. Discipline gives you control over your time, your focus, your body, your life. People who lack discipline live in chaos. People who have it live with purpose. Think about the greats: Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Cristiano Ronaldo. They didn't depend on motivation. They were disciplined. They practiced when they didn't feel like it. They trained harder when they could have relaxed. They were relentless because they built systems that didn't depend on emotion. Discipline made them legends. Motivation might inspire you to start a workout, but discipline keeps you training until you win championships. Discipline also builds confidence. When you're consistent with your actions, you start to trust yourself. You know that when you set a goal, you'll follow through. That self-trust is priceless. Most people doubt themselves because they keep breaking promises to themselves. They say they'll wake up early, but they hit snooze. They say they'll eat healthy, but they give in. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your belief in your own power. But every time you follow through, even on small things, you strengthen it. You prove to yourself that you're reliable, that you're capable, that you're someone who doesn't quit. You see, discipline isn't just about big goals. It's about the small daily habits that shape your life. It's in the way you speak, the way you eat, the way you handle time, the way you keep your word. It's about excellence in the little things because the little things become the big things. You can't expect to win big battles if you keep losing small ones. Discipline in one area bleeds into every area of your life. When you're disciplined in your workouts, it affects your work ethic. When you're disciplined in your finances, it affects your mindset. Discipline multiplies success. And yes, discipline will cost you. It will cost you comfort, convenience, and sometimes company. You'll have to say no to parties, to procrastination, to laziness. You'll have to leave behind people who don't share your drive. You'll have to endure moments of boredom, exhaustion, and sacrifice. But remember this, undisciplined people pay a much higher price, the price of regret. Regret will hurt more than any sacrifice ever could. The pain of discipline lasts for a moment, but the pain of regret can last a lifetime. The truth is, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, you can't rely on motivation. You have to rely on structure. Create systems that support your goals. Don't wait for willpower. Build routines. Make success automatic. Schedule your time. Remove distractions. Set boundaries. Because if you don't control your day will control you. Discipline gives structure to your dream. Without it, your dream is just a wish. And when the road gets tough, because it will, discipline will be the voice that said, you keep going. When you feel tired, when results move slowly, when nobody's watching, discipline whispers, stay the course. Motivation fades when the excitement fades. Discipline endures when the fire dies. The people who win in life aren't the ones who feel motivated every day. They're the ones who keep working, especially when they don't. Locking in with discipline also means taking responsibility for everything in your life. You stop blaming others, stop making excuses, stop waiting for circumstances to change. You take ownership. You say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's up to me. That mindset changes everything because once you take responsibility, you take back power. Discipline is how you turn potential performance, intention into impact, goals into results. Discipline is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the missed parties, the constant improvement that nobody sees. It's the hundreds of unseen hours that create one visible moment of success. People will call you lucky, but they'll never see the discipline behind your so-called luck. Because discipline creates opportunities that others mistake for chance. So if you want to lock in, stop depending on how you feel. Feelings are fleeting, but purpose is permanent. Build habits that keep you on track when your emotions want to pull you off course. Remind yourself every day that discipline is love. Love for your future self, love for your dreams, love for your potential. Every time you choose discipline, you're choosing your destiny. Lock in so deeply that your actions no longer depend on moods. Train your mind to do what's necessary without hesitation. Wake up early when you want to sleep. Study when you want to scroll. Work when you want to rest. Sacrifice what's comfortable for what's valuable. That's how greatness is built. Not through bursts of inspiration, but through years of disciplined execution. Motivation will knock on your door once in a while, but discipline should live in your house every day. Discipline is the bridge between goals and success, between dreams and reality, between talking and doing. The day you stop needing to feel good to do good is the day you truly locked in. Because once discipline becomes your lifestyle, success becomes inevitable. When you say you want it, when you say you're hungry, when you say you're grinding, it can't just be words. You've got to grind until it's yours. That means no more talking about it, no more hoping for it, no more waiting for perfect conditions. You got to dig deep, push past the pain, fight through the fear, and keep showing up until the thing you dreamed about is in your hands. This is not about temporary effort. This is about permanent focus. It's about doing whatever it takes for however long it takes until you win. Because the truth is, the world doesn't hand out success to people who almost try. The world rewards those who refuse to quit. Most people stop when they get tired. They stop when it gets uncomfortable. They stop when it gets inconvenient. But the ones who win, the ones who truly make it, they don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. They stop when it's finished. They stop when they've taken the thing they said they wanted and turned it into reality. You've got to grind until it's yours. Nobody's gonna give it to you. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Nobody's gonna carry you to the top. It's on you. Every day, every hour, every decision, it's on you. You gotta wake up with that mentality that says, I will not be denied. You gotta get up before the world does and put in work while others are sleeping. You gotta stay later, push harder, and believe stronger. Because life is not about what you say you want. It's about what you're willing to work for. It's easy to talk about dreams. It's easy to post quotes and hashtags, but it's hard to wake up early when no one's watching. It's hard to stay consistent when the results are slow. It's hard to keep going when you don't see the progress yet. But that's what separates those who wish from those who wish from those who win. You've got to grind until it's yours. When I say grind, I don't just mean working hard physically. I mean mentally locking in, emotionally pushing through, spiritually staying grounded. Because the grind is not glamorous. It's lonely, it's quiet, it's unseen. People won't clap for you when you're in the process. They won't celebrate your late nights and early mornings. They won't see the sacrifices, the tears, the doubts, the discipline. But you gotta keep grinding anyway. You gotta keep your head down and trust that one day your work will speak for you. One day the world will see what you were working on in silence. One day you'll hold in your hands what you never thought was possible. You have to understand that the grind is the test. Life is going to test you. It's going to see if you really want it. It's going to throw obstacles, distractions, disappointments, and pain at you. It's going to whisper, you can stop now. You've done enough. But you got to talk back and say, no, I'm not done until it's mine. You've got to develop that inner fire that doesn't go out when the storm hits. Because everybody can grind when things are easy. Yeah, everybody can grind when the lights are on and the cameras are rolling. But can you grind when it's just you? Can you grind when nobody believes? Can you grind when you've been rejected, when you failed, when you've fallen? That's when true character is built. That's when you separate yourself from the average. You see, grinding until it's yours is not just about achieving something external. It's about transforming who you are internally. When you push through your limits, when you keep going after hearing them no 100 times, when you show up after everyone else quits, something shifts inside you. You become unbreakable. You become undeniable. You become the kind of person who doesn't wait for opportunity, but creates it. That's what grinding does. It forges you in the fire of consistency. It builds resilience. It turns your weakness into strength. Too many people want success to be easy. They want it to come fast. They want shortcuts, hacks, secrets. But there are no shortcuts to greatness. There's only the grind. Every day you have to wake up and recommit to the process. You have to say, today I'll do what I said I would do. I'll stay focused. I'll stay disciplined. I'll keep moving forward. And it doesn't matter if it's a big step or a small one. As long as you're moving, you win. You're winning. Because the grind is not about speed. It's about direction. You might move slowly, but if you keep moving in the right direction, eventually you'll arrive. You've got to fall in love with the process, not the praise. You've got to value progress over perfection. Too many people quit because they don't see results fast enough. But success is like planting a seed. You water it every day. You nurture it, you protect it, you wait for it. And one day when the time is right, it breaks through the soil. But if you stop watering it too early, you'll never see the fruit. So keep grinding, keep showing up, keep putting in the work even when nothing seems to be happening. Because something is happening, growth is happening, not strength is building, momentum is forming. You're becoming the person capable of holding the success that's on its way. There will be moments when quitting feels easier, moments when nobody understands why you're working so hard, moments when you feel invisible, when you doubt yourself, when you wonder if it's worth it. But those moments are the moments that define you. They separate the dreamers from the doers. Don't stop. Don't slow down. Don't lose faith. Keep pushing. Keep grinding. Keep going until you're going back and say, it's mine now. Nah, I earned this. Because when it's yours, it hits different. When you've sweated for it, cried for it, sacrificed for it, nobody can take it from you. When it's yours, you respect it more, you protect it more, you value it more. That's why you can't quit early. That's why you can't take shortcuts. The process is what prepares you for the prize. Because once you get there, once you see that dream turn into reality, you'll realize it was worth every long night, every early morning, every sacrifice, every tear. You'll look back and say, I didn't just dream it, I earned it. When it's all said and done, when the lights go out and the noise fades away, it's not about how loud you talked about your dreams. It's about how hard you fought for them. It's not about how many times you said you wanted it. It's about how many times you refused to give up when everything in you screamed to quit. At the end of the day, life doesn't remember the ones who almost made it. It remembers the ones who locked in, stayed focused, stayed disciplined, and grinded until it was there. You've got to understand something. Every second you waste doubting yourself, comparing yourself, or waiting for the perfect moment is a second you could have been building your future. The people who make it to the top aren't always the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop climbing. They're the ones who decide, I don't care how long it takes. I'm not leaving without what I came for. That's what separates winners from wishers. That's what separates average from elite. You see, life is not fair, but it's still yours. You don't get to choose how it starts, but you get to decide how it ends. You get to decide if you're going to live stuck in the same cycle or break free and build something greater. You get to decide if you'll settle for comfort or fight for purpose. And I'm telling you right now, comfort will kill your call. You can't grow in comfort. You can't rise while you're relaxed. You've got to be willing to go through the grind, to face the fire, to push through the pain. That's how diamonds are made, not in peace, but under pressure. Every dream you've ever had is possible, but not without a price. You can't pray for greatness and still live with average habits. You can't speak success and still hang around failure. You can't ask for the best and give your worst. You gotta lock in. You got to decide that your dream matters more than your excuses. Your future matters more than your fears. Your potential matters more than your comfort. There's going to come a time when the people around you don't understand why you're working so hard. They'll ask, why don't you chill? They'll say you've done enough. But you can't listen. You can't let people who quit on their dreams talk you out of yours. Because the truth is, people will doubt what you say, but they'll believe what you do. So keep showing up, keep grinding, keep proving them wrong. Not with words, but with results. And when it gets hard, because it will get hard, don't run, don't fold, don't retreat. Dig deeper. Remind yourself who you are and why you started. Remind yourself that pain is temporary, but quitting is forever. Every storm ends. Every dark season passes. And if you just keep moving, if you just keep believing, you'll make it to the other side stronger than ever. Some of you have been asking for signs, waiting for confirmation that it's your time. Listen to me carefully. This is your sign. This is your moment. This is your season to lock in and go all in. The dream you've been praying for is waiting for you to move. The opportunity you've been hoping for is waiting for your commitment. The version of you that you've always wanted to become is waiting for you to show consistently. You've got to stop saying it's someday and start saying now. Because someday is a lie. All you have is today. And what you do today determines everything that happens next. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not that life gives one group better chances. It's that successful people create chances through effort, through grind, through focus. They don't wait for the door to open. They build a door if they have to. They don't wait for motivation. They act on discipline. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They turn every moment into an opportunity. That's what locking in looks like. Giving your all when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when nobody's cheering. Because deep down, you know the grind is the reward. When you finally reach that finish line, when you finally hold what you've been chasing for years, it won't just be about the goal. It'll be about the growth. You'll realize that it was never just about what you achieved. It was about who you became along the way. Every failure, every rejection, every lonely night, every sacrifice, it all built you into the kind of person who can handle success. You'll look back and say it all made sense. You'll see that the process wasn't punishment, it was preparation. And when that moment comes, when you finally get to say, it's mine now, don't forget the journey. Don't forget the nights you doubted yourself but kept going anyway. Don't forget the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. Because those moments are what make the victory sweet. Success without struggle is empty. But when you've earned it, when you bled for it, fought for it, cried for it, it's different. So as this chapter comes to an end, understand this. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's not about luck. It's about labor. It's not about wishing. It's about working. You got to grind like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Your dreams, your goals, your legacy, they all depend on how badly you're willing to lock in. Stop doubting your potential. Stop waiting for permission. Stop underestimating yourself. You have everything you need inside of you to win. You just have to decide that nothing will stop you. Not fear, not failure, not fatigue. You've come too far to quit now. You've survived too much to give up here. So keep going, keep building, keep believing. Because the future belongs to the focused. The victory belongs to the consistent. The reward belongs to those who grind until it's theirs. And when you finally make it, when you stand on that mountain and look back at the journey, don't forget to reach back and pull somebody else up. That's what real success is. Not just shining alone, but helping others find their light too. Because your story, your struggle, your grind, it's not just about you. It's about showing others what's possible when you refuse to quit. So this is the call, right here, right now. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more half effort. It's time to lock in. It's time to focus like your life depends on it. It's time to work like your dreams are already yours. Because they can be. They will be. You just have to stay in the game long enough to see it happen. And when you do, when it's all said and done, the world will know your name. Not because you talked about what you were going to do, but because you did it. They'll know your story, not because you had it easy, but because you had the heart to keep going. And they'll look at you and see proof that hard work, faith, and focus still work. So get up, breathe deep, and say it out loud. It's my time. I'm locked in, and I'm not stopping until it's mine.